I guess my bravado is the thing that got me through.
Yeah.
I was just training heaps. I said, if I train the hardest here,
Mm.
people are going to want to train with me, and that's how I'll get through it.
Yep.
And so that's how I got through it.
Yeah, you strike me as someone who's very assertive.
Yeah.
Like you're up front, you're on the front foot. Have you always been that way? Is that like your temperament?
Yeah, probably too much so. I think it was actually maladaptive where it
Right.
became quite angry and aggressive
Gotcha.
for a
Yep.
long time because
Yeah.
I basically came out of the womb fighting my mother because she would attack me a lot
Well, yeah,
my
yeah.
whole life. So
Mm.
my whole world was based on defense. So while assertive now, I'm much more accommodating than I used to be.
Mm.
But even my tone, my partner, I'm going to start working with a guy named Vin, who's this top speaker. He's a Vietnamese dude.
Mm.
And just because the way I can say things sometimes to my partner, even if I'm just saying it normally, it can land in her nervous system as
Mm.
a little threatening, so to speak.
Yes. Yeah, and the best form of defense is a good attack.
Always, yeah.
And so people who do have that kind of attacking strategy, it usually comes out more often not when you're stressed.
Yeah,
It's like your response to stress is fight, flight,
yeah.
freeze or fawn, and some people get on the front foot and can come across as aggressive,
Hmm.
but really you're protecting yourself
Yeah.
most of the time. Being a shadow work coach, and I know that you are totally into the shadow work stuff, and you're a coach as well. I noticed that I attract a lot of people who are either in relationships with narcissists
Hmm.
or have just come out of a relationship with a narcissist, or as a trauma therapist, I've worked with people who are children of narcissists. So and I take your point that that word's thrown around very loosely on social media.
Yeah.
If my boyfriend broke up with me, it must be because he's a narcissist, and
Yeah.
so it's overused in some circles and probably underused in others. Um, so do you think which category do you think your mum belongs to, like the proper
Yeah.
diagnosis
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
BPD?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so can you break down? I'm curious as to what was your experience in terms of because I've got this map of that I've kind of built in my own head that the child of a narcissist never really gets to experience or is allowed to experience themselves as a separate autonomous
Yeah.
identity, and that they're an extension of the parent.
Yes.
And so if the kid's doing great, it's because the mum's an amazing mother. And if the kid's doing terrible, then shame on you because you're making the mother look bad.
Yeah.
Can you maybe even like pull on that thread a bit more? And because I'm curious, my parents were both kind of alcoholic and violent at times, and I grew up in domestic violence as well. But it was more trauma based for them rather than like personality
Sure.
disorder.
Yeah.
So what's some of the things that you can share for potential listeners out there that may not know what a narcissist is, or
Yeah.
may not realize that one of their parents was one?
Hmm.
What specifically can you shed light on as being the child of with a narcissistic parent?
One of the things that is the most prevalent is your world is very confusing. It's mired in confusion, so they keep the ground shifting through gaslighting.
Yeah.
So it makes you question your reality. And I used to say exactly what you said, but just in different words. Say everything good was her fault,
Mm,
everything bad was my fault as
mm,
a kid.
mm,
And so what they often do is I find that for whatever reason, the narcissistic parent hates the light in the child. So what they
mm.
do is they trauma bond the child to the parent by breaking the heart of the child and stealing the innocence. And then what they do is they create a blurred meridian so the child doesn't know what's theirs. So the child, because they're all nervous system up until, you could say 7, 8, maybe later, what they will do is they'll say, I'm the one that hits, I'm the one that's being hit, and I'm the one that contains it all. The house that contains it all, sorry. So there's no separation of identity.
Mm.
So what the narcissistic parent will do, the child will be the projection of whatever the parent wants it to be, as opposed to a reflection as an individual being that needs to find its own autonomy.
Mm.
And what the narcissistic parent will do will split the personalities of the children in the system. So it'll be the black sheep, the golden child, the lost child, and the enabler.
Mm.
So the black sheep and the golden child, they're the same identity, but just one gets all the negative projections like I did. So I was the black sheep. So I moved into defiance, which to go on
Yeah,
what we were talking about earlier, my learned temperament was to attack.
yeah,
My older brother was the golden child. So he got all the positive projections. So he falls into compliance.
yeah.
Him and I have never had an issue in our life
Mm.
because we're just an extension of the same tree. My sister was the enabler, so my mother would always employ her to do a task while not giving her the validation or credit for it.
Mm.
So she'd work for it, but my older brother would get it. So these two are at odds all the time.
All right.
Okay, so it's very crafty how
Oh
they
yeah.
do it. It's highly calculated.